Okay, mimi home ni Pango. So kidogo niko na bit of street wisdom. Again, vile nimekuambia before, there's a way naweza angalia do na niseme palido imetoka. Hiyo story yako ya
interesting.
I know. Hiyo story yako ya small girl big god. Hoi, I saw through those filters kitambo sana. Kitu naambianga mabeste yangu ni I tell them there's no fucking way a lady anaishi kwa nyumba ya 10k akona iPhone ya 135,000. Come on, connect the dots. You get me? Like anafanya nini? Real estate, okay fine. Let's talk about CDOs. CDOs ni nini? CDOs ni collateral debt obligation. That's the 101 of real estate. Haizi sema. Unaget? So like
I add up. And
again, unajua vile wase walimaliza shule, sijui kama tulikuwa unani follow up, but me I went straight into business. Like I went straight into business before hata nipate idea yangu. There's a lady called Bena. Anafanya kazi kwa this energy drink inaitwa QB. She's supposed to come to the podcast. She always reminds me, Nasir, do you know you bought a car from me ukiwa 17? So before I turned... Okay, good. So before I even turned 18, tayari nilikuwa na gari na kuja from Japan to Nairobi. Although iliibiwa. Story for another day. So nimekuwa in business. I understand everything. And especially the shilling. Hoi. Hoi inamaanisha it's an expression. Like you would understand. I've been next to wealthy people. Na hawa watu wealthy watu ina whisper. No flashy things, nothing. Wako tu sawa, unasikia tu mtu ako na ndege sijui 6 Wilson. Zina pack, zinaenda Somalia, zina deliver goods, zina come the same day. Hizi trips zote, these are millions of money, but the guy ako just calm. I've also chilled with boys when kuna time Alice tulienda turn up ingine crazy, ndo sasa ikaanza kurealize like, yo dude, where are you getting this money from? Bro, ni forex trading tu
Kisasikia forex.
This was way before even forex became a thing. So at your time hatukuwa tunajua anything. And my guy was making 70 G's a day, but hatukuwa tunajua place ilikuwa natoka. So way down the line tumeenda course, tumeenda nini, mimi kuna point nimeka hivi nikachapia boys wangu, yo my guy, umekaa chini tu hivi ukajiruliza palido inatoka. Tuko hapo, tuko high as fuck kwa beach. Akasema walai Nasir, nilijuliza hiyo story jana. But nikasema hakuna msasha nileta cost, so what the fuck. Akatulia vile tulienda Nairobi. I don't know, 1-2 things happened. Ujamaa sijui alienda missing. After 2-3 days tunasikia jamaa alienda Canada. Story yake hatujaijua pale anatoa hiyo do. However, na hii with a bit of street knowledge niko nayo, I've seen people get shot because wao tu walikuwa a part of. Hawako najua form yote. You get? Sasa hapo ndo realization ikaanza kukam. I should not be. In fact, I don't know if you have anything to do with a spiritual animal. Do you believe in that thing?
What?
Like this, okay, it's wanaitanga spiritual animal, but I call it that because that's the name wanaita. But there is characteristics unaweza kuwa nayo.
Alafu inakuwa nini na animal?
Yeah, that iko almost alike na animal.
Nah, for me I'm not Asian.
Okay, it's not about Asian. There's this kuna hii characteristics. Kuna watu wanasema, okay, personally I think mimi niko na characteristics za lion. Yes, the lion is very fierce, nini, but at the end of the day, the lion can be trained, he perform in circuses. Do you understand? So kuna watu wanasema, I think characteristics zangu na eagle iko sawa. Hii info yote ni new kwako.
Like ni interesting nikisikia. Because nasikianga watu wakisema but not in like mi kwangu najua nitairifa na ile side ingine.
So anyway, back to sasa history ya energy na spirituality. So vile mimi hii realization ya even the clubs na nini, I just don't like being in that space. Right nowadays napenda wako in an open space. Pale naweza sikia music kutoka huko na mimi niko hapa, you see. So realization yako ilikam when kuna that eye-opening moment and you are like, you know what, fuck this.
So for the longest time nilikuwa kwa turn up life. Mimi kwanza sijui nilikuwa natoa favor fulani wapi. Sijui kama shetani alikuwa anataka nibaki kwa hiyo lifestyle ama, but I used to be, tunaona kama venye wewe unasema, like you hang out with people and then it just hits you like, ebu ngoja, how are we parting Monday to Monday? Like, hii pesa inatoka wapi, you know? So I always used to have like this sound, like this voice inside me just telling me like, you need to get saved, you need to get saved. Mi kwa kichwa yangu najiambia, get saved and do what? Tunajua like, when people get saved, it's boring. It's just do's and don'ts. Don't do this, don't do that. Mi kwa kichwa najiambia, I'm not ready to stop drinking, stop partying, stop doing all these things. So I was just ignorant to that voice. And every time I was ignorant, ningeenda out, lazima kungekuwa na drama. Always, like, something crazy would happen. Like, I remember this one time we went with some friends of ours, alafu, siju kwa kuwa na misunderstanding gani. These guys beat that person, wakamrusha place flani. I don't know how that chick survived.
Chick was
yes.
thrown.
Yes, like it was mad. And, you know, guys just... So me in my head, I was thinking, if anything happened to that chick... Glad, tulimwona kwa club sometime after, so we thank God. But kwa kichongo nga ajuliza, if she died... Like kuna CCTV, tunaonekana like ni sisi. Like, you know, so hizo vitu pole pole tu. Then it's just one time... I went with some friends of mine out bado tena, and then something just happened again. Nikaambia tu Mungu like, okay, I think you're talking, but me sijui. So, but next kupati details, because I've never talked about it. First, chapate your courage. But, so I went at a different time out, and some shit went down. That was the shortest night of my life, but the worst. So... worst time of my life. When I'm with people, I can laugh, I can act like I'm okay, but nikiwa peke yangu, like I'm broken, I'm crying, nini. So nikajiambia buchi, like, is this what life is? Like, am I hanging out with people who probably pia wamepitia tu vitu, ama wanapitia vitu, but everyone is putting on a mask? Because kwa club wote yona watu wakilia, unless mtu amelewa, like, ako tu zake, but everyone is happy, everyone is acting like life is okay. Hakuna mtu mwenye anaongelelea kuhusu issues, family, nini, everyone is happy. So it just hit me and I'm like, tunavaa masks, like, is this what life is? People are just acting and pretending. Then I sat down and thought about it. I'm like, I know so many people, but do I really know them? So I started thinking about it. Nikarealize hata sijui majina za watu wenye tuna hang out now. Some people I know them by their nickname, like the first name they gave me. That's what I know them by. Like sijui hata jina yake ingine. And these are people I've been drinking with for like 5-6 years. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So I started looking at, like, niko na watu, niko happy, niko peke yangu, niko sad. And then now everything just hits me. Everything and it hits too. And I start looking at life from another different angle. So I remember like nilikuwa tu kwa room yangu and I was just crying. And I used to be the type of person mwenye, if I'm going through something, nitathrow God tantrums. Nitamuliza maswali, nitajam, nitamwambia, hey, oh God, forgive me. Nitamwambia like kama, you know, I'll throw a tantrum serious. So I remember that's what I was doing and then I was just crying. Then a voice spoke back. Nikacha kulia, like I was crying, like weeping, ile serious. Then a voice just spoke back to me and I was like, wait, that's not me. It was in my voice, but that wasn't me. So mpaka nikanyamaza kwanza because I'm like, where ni zile stories of movies ama nini, like what is going on? Because I used to hear people saying, atunajua Mungu ananiongeleshanga in my head. I'm thinking, unasikianga voices, unasikianga nini. But I used to be one of those. I used to make fun of people like, though I used to believe in God, lakini saa si hivyo. Then, yeah, I had a full-blown conversation with someone I couldn't see. And ever since that day, nilisikia tu peace. Fulani hata iku make sense. Like, that's easy to explain. Yeah, peace. And that voice, ever since that day, haikuwa niacha. So, nikatry to figure out your voice throughout life. That was in 2017. Then, yeah, I stopped drinking. I thought that maybe I go on a break away from everyone and nini, but I didn't have someone kunionyesha like, what is this Christian work that God ananiambia nitembe? Like, what is it? Me, I never used to see people doing what we are told to do. Like, mtu atasema like, ameokoka but una gossip, uko na mtu wa wenyewe. Like, mi niko na watu wana fake. I even used to, like, my mom used to tell me on Sundays to ende church. Sasa niko na hangover. Nashindo like, yo, nilingia 3 a.m. nenda church aje. So me, I used to tell her like, I'd rather stay at home rather than going to church and pretend to be perfect Like mi nikuwa namwambia mi niko better kuliko watu wenye wako church because mi najua masina like I'm not pretending that I'm perfect and like you guys who are going na mtasengenyana hata kwa compound ya kanisa like hamna hiyo fear ya God na nini but so I tried figuring things out on my own so that meant I'm mixing niko kwa dunia but I'm still trying to figure things out na God niko kwa dunia and things kept happening until I understood that God is clearly telling me like bro you can't do both you have to pick a side it's either me ama dunia and I think at 2020 ndio suddenly make your decision ya ni God
So Dante background ya UDM ni tulikonga in the same school na but sitaki kuendelea kuongelea juu hiyo juu there's a lot nataka kuongelelea. The point kitu nasema ni ever since nikuwa White Cottage you knew me as the only Somali Muslim kid. Nimesoma CRE. I used to go to praise and worship with you guys. Unaget? So imekuwa hivyo all my life mpaka high school vile nilimaliza. To a point that I even didn't know my mother tongue. Not even my mother tongue. Sikuwa najua even Islam. A ton of Islam. I just knew the first surah zile za kupray na story imeisha hivyo. So vile nilimaliza chuo, I think hapo ndo sasa awakening yangu ya religion. Mi spiritual journey yangu. Naweza sema imetake a span of like even 15 years ever since kwanza nilianza nikiwa high school. Unaget? There's no one who has ever pushed me Nasir and pray. No one. Siwezi sema ni mzazi. Hakuna. Mi kwanza kwetu ilikuwa tu yo go to school perform of which I always fell short of it. You see? Unachikia content yangu ukiangalia. Kuna point Alice mi ukaa naangalianga bad and I'm like why is this thing made like this? And then for some reason I just go naanza kugoogle. Let me give you some other stupid thought. Every 5 minutes nikienda kudoze, the last 5 minutes before I sleep and the first 5 minutes before I wake, inakuanga some weird moments for me because the things that I'm thinking are not necessarily important, but hiyo information nikiona to me I'm like okay now I know. For example, I'm like yo, what animal would I be kama singekuwa binadamu? Like some thoughts like that and then I start going down the rabbit hole. So wacha to analyze. What if I was a caterpillar? Inaweza make sense. Because kuna point flani I would live like a caterpillar.
Then
Get born again without being Christian. And then be a butterfly. You see? And then, however, nikaanza kudig down that rabbit hole. Inasemekana the life of a caterpillar inakuanga so fucked up. If a caterpillar is just minding its business, a wasp out of nowhere inakuja ina inject na eggs zake. And then inawacha hizi eggs zihatch kutoka ndani. So when the small larvae zinaanza kugrow, zinataka food. So food inaitwa wapi? Inaanza kukula sasa this caterpillar from the inside. And then the more they grow, the more zinaanza ku dig outside. Ni kama zinataka sasa ku fly out. So by the time they are done, zina fly out, the caterpillar is dead. So imagine that kind of a painful death.
that's tragic.
You understand? So in my mind I'm like okay, let's try and figure out hii ecosystem yote because of course caterpillar is kakuwa na all the parks, iko na some other animals that it's prey to. And then you look at that whole ecosystem, you're like this is perfection. Unasema okay fine, wacha tutoke hapo, wacha tuangalie things on a deeper level, wacha tuangalie things on a mathematical level, everything ina make sense. Saizi the moment I understood the golden ratio, I see it everywhere. Hata saizi nikikuangalia hivi I'm like your head, you know, your face is not symmetrical. Like it's not equal. The left side na right haiko equal. That's what you call the golden ratio. You see, every place nikianda, there's a reason why spiders gonna 8 legs. There's a reason why exactly it boils down to the perfect ratio. Ni kitu inaitwa Fibonacci. There are numbers that zinaendelea zikiongezeka. Okay, it's too much.
Clearly,
but the thing is, what I'm trying to say is everything fits perfectly. Mi ukikuja uniambie hii yote ni evolution, I'd call bullshit on you. Nasema zi. This does not make sense. And the best part of it not making sense, fine, kila kitu inaweza kakua ime-evolve. Let the lions evolve. Let even us evolve. But there's no fucking way you're telling me a woman evolved. You understand? Hiyo haiwezi. You cannot tell me because kuna time naangalia when I look at women I'm like this is a very sophisticated structure. Like by the time fikiria Adam stayed a long time without Eve.
Yep.
Thousands and thousands of years. So we can correctly say that the woman was the last creation made. You understand? Ukiangalia the biological anatomy of a woman, it's so complex. You see? Ndo kwa maana there's this narrative ya mademu akiwa young, hapo ndo value yao iko. You see? So I'm trying to land a point. Wacha kuniangalia hivyo.
I'm waiting to hear.
I'm trying to land a point here. So the point is, what I'm trying to say is, with this new degenerate culture, inajaribungi kucorrupt hiyo at a very young age.
Yeah.
Like yo, mademu akiwa even right now as young as 15, 16 washaanza kwenda turn up. They have already started having sex.
Yep.
You see? But then kwao wameambiwa ni aje, the value of a woman inaanza past 30, past 35, of which that's not true. Men by around 35 ndo wako fully matured. It depends. Na hii ni kitu science does not lie. Tunafaa tu kukaa chini and
but walitudanganya time ya COVID.
Walisemaje?
Kasho nataka tu.
Let's go.
See, everything you were told during COVID was made up. But ilikuwa na the whole world ilifuata kwa nini? Because it's science and everyone believes that science.
No, there's pseudoscience. You see, there's pseudoscience and there's science. There's that objective science. So, like for example, you are a female. Sindio? I am a male. There's no spectrum between us. Hakuna katikati. I cannot change. Now you see, bado kuna science inasema that's okay. You understand? But that's pseudo. You have to, like lazima uende uangalie the difference. You understand? And that's why me sometimes nasemanga the proper way ya kupata awakening ama kwenda down that rabbit hole. Uneka emotions nje, unasema saa hapa naingia kafala. Na nimefanya hivyo mara I don't know 1,000 times for the flat earthers. But
sasa kama kwa medication, kwa vaccines na nini, see science ndio nasema like vaccines do actually help, but do they?
You see hapo sasa kuna controversies. You see hapo there are some scientists wana call bullshit on COVID.
Yeah.
There are some other scientists wanasema hizi vitu zote, lakini ukianza kujaribu kupiece the puzzles, especially what the media is selling right now, what the media is selling, hiyo ndo unafaa kurun away from. Unafaa kuangalia what other people who are getting cancelled wanasema.
Because media will actually never tell you that. Kama mimi account zangu za social media, like now my TikTok, it would have had way more followers than what it has now because I was banned during hata Instagram yangu hata nini. Because I started talking about COVID in 2020, calling it what it was. And
hoax.
And every yani nilishinda nikiget warnings like oh my god, like ukiangalia archive yangu so many things zimeblakiwa out because I was telling people there's no way you guys are going to be told a vaccine is coming out. It needs something called luciferase, which is made by an enzyme called luciferin. Like please, hata kama hamko religious, like that does not even make any sense. On top of it, unaambiwa hata ukichukua hii vaccine you're still supposed to social distance, wear a mask, do this. So mnaichukua ya nini? Mwenye wanawapatia alitoka Microsoft lini akaanza kudeal na vaccines. Like mimi nilikuwa naangalia duniani kama everyone is like zombies. Like doesn't make sense how the decisions were being made, how people were just following. Alafu mkiongea kuhusu hiyo kitu like the amount of counseling that was happening, ndio nilikuwa nafanya niajiambia like hey, kwani what have we stumbled upon, because you guys don't go this hard on, you know, like kila mahali umeblokiwa. Videos were literally deleted from my phone. Yani hakuna mtu wezi ni convince watu watusikizange, like nobody. That's why we can talk about something here. You go on your social media, all of a sudden search nini yako inajua, you know, you're angry, all of a sudden it knows. Na unaangalia simu kama hiyo unaambiwa that iPhone inapiganga picha every second, like inapiga picha. Where are all those photos going? You know, but you look at people like watu wanakanga so blind, naangalia na shanga like how do you trust what you how do you believe that we came from monkeys? Are you kidding me? Like kwani tuliacha kuevolve, si tungeendelea tu like tutoke monkeys tukue human beings tukue kitu kingine? Like how are you guys believing this information? You know, it's actually annoying, but anyway.
Naona umeanza kuwa triggered. Goddamn, wala amechange colors. Look, you're pink already.
Let me tell you, kuna kitu nanikasirishanga.
Unaweza jiangalia kwa kamera. Umecheki amekuwa pink already.
No, ni kwa sababu I'm actually very passionate about this, right? Because I remember how for like 3 years, yeah? Because in 2020, 2021, 2022 ndio kila mtu alianza kufunguka macho. I looked crazy, right? First telling people, because in 2020 I started having crazy dreams. And God started telling me stuff, like things I should pray about, nini, nini, nini. And I kept telling people, yo, something is coming, yeah? And people are going to die na nini. Even my friends, they were like, wewe so umeanza kuwa negative. What is your story? Unatushtua, nini, nini. And I was like, no, something is coming. Because you could just feel it. Sindio, ni kama saizi venye una feel, there's just a fight, right, between good and evil right now. But people on the good side are sleeping. So people on the evil side are taking advantage. That's why now more than ever tunaona a lot more people going missing, a lot more deaths happening. Something ka January niliambia wase hii mwaka watu wataenda design amjaiona, because it is something that God had already. Tunaambianga like Mungu anaambianga watu wake what is going to happen before it happens. Right? So like when the year was beginning, God told me about the floods. Then he said there's going to be rain and fire. Then there's going to be war. So when everything was going on, mimi kwa kichwa changu tu ni zile za kutik, you know. Because tulishaambiwa what is happening. So I can't panic. Kitu kama monkeypox, already 2021, on my Instagram, nisha post it was going to be the next hoax. So how on earth am I supposed to panic?
You posted this on 2022?
Yes, it's on my highlights. Yeah, pandemic. Because that was the next thing they were going to do. I'll tell you this. Unaona kama saa hizi, anyone who is going to get monkeypox is someone who vaccinated. Nobody outside the people who vaccinated can get monkeypox. Why? Because it was in the vaccines. That's why. So vaccines, they were full of rubbish. Like full of rubbish. And anything, yani mtu yote mwenye saizi anaweza kadanganywa ati usikie kuna kitu and you go for vaccines, because that's what they are doing right now with it. Utasikia imeanza kurudi tena. They will hype it. They're already doing some nonsense. So anyone who's to fall for that, mi mpaka naambianga watu, guys, sikiza Mungu, alafu sasa after the right people wenye wanaongea about the right things, au watu wenye wanakansoliwa sasa, you'll know what's going on, right? But yeah, tulikuwa wapi? Science nebelete hizi vitu zote.
No, ukiangalia like objectively, you see the point is, Alice mi uangalia vitu from an objective point, and for you to accomplish this, again I'm going to repeat, emotions.
Zero emotions outside the door.
You see? Like you really have to, mpaka to a point that you're willing to admit that you sounded stupid to some sort of audience na nini, and you're willing to go back na uambie by the I don't reason like that anymore. Unaona? Like hii kitu lazima uangalie tu down the rabbit hole. First of all, ikikamko COVID, hiyo time, ungeniambia talk, ningekucancel mimi mwenyewe. I'm not even lying to you. There's no one who believed COVID kama mimi. In fact, hizo OCDs nimezibeba during COVID, niko nazo mpaka saizi, because I don't let people talk close to me. Nakanga mbali. Time ya COVID, nilikuanga na mark kila place. Every place nilikuanga na touch. I don't know, nakuanga na serious OCD issues. So there is a way accountability, kuna venye mi account for things. Even how I touch things, nilikuanga naangalia tu. Nimeguza hii. I've not washed my hands. Hata kama right now nikishake mkono ya mse, and I'm not trusting that person, sitaguza hii mkono anywhere. And sasa hiyo time ndo nasikianga kujikuna huko. So I'm like, nah, until I wash this hand. That's it. So to be honest, time ya COVID, that thing really fucked me up until I realize what fear can do. Unaget? Sasa kutoka then ndo sasa hiyo awakening ya by the way, it's okay to offend people. It's okay to offend people. See, at least as long as wewe haijatoka from a malice place, this is your honest point of view. We offend people. And do you know why they cancel people when wanasemanga ukweli? Because conversations create ideas. Unajua tukiconverse tuseme sawa, we have different opinions, but let's talk about it. Kuna point, yani one of us, it's either I'll make you realize or you will make me realize. One way or another, the fact that hawataki conversation, no, cancel this person.
Anajua how fight can go.
Exactly. Unaget?
And that's dangerous for the plan. Because it's just one other person catching on to that, then another. See, that's how it actually even failed anyway. Because you see, there's going to be a cyber attack.